What's up, everybody? Coach Zai here. Happy May 9th, Tuesday. We are not 24 hours from a Laker victory. Laker Nation, I know that sleep hit different last night. If you were like me, you stayed up real late and then you had to go to work in the morning and you were tired, but that victory carried you over. The Lakers go up 3-1 on the defending champs. The Warriors are in trouble. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about the Warriors first. The Warriors make an adjustment. They go to Gary Payton in the starting lineup. They try to go small ball and they try to pick the Lakers apart with pick and rolls. And in the first half, it looked like it was going to work. Curry was masterful with his passing and his patience. He did not shoot the three ball well, I believe 3 of 14, but he had a triple-double. I thought Curry played really well. He just didn't make the big shot. So I don't want to hear people saying I'm hating on Curry or any of that. Curry played great. He played like a top 5 player in the league, like he's the best point guard of all time, which he is, and he just didn't hit shots. The problem is, and this is what I'm going to tell you right now, the problem with what the Warriors are trying to do is with the ball in Curry's hands so much, it now limits Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is better when Curry and him are both running off screens because it's really hard, right? You always want to overplay to Curry. That's when Klay eats. I think Klay only took 9 shots. I could be completely off on that. If that is true, that's not enough. And I know people want to talk about his last 2 shots, and I think he did force the first one. The second one, the shot clock was below 5 seconds. I'll take Klay Thompson or Curry taking any shot, pretty much over almost any other guy in the league at that point. So I need people to calm down about that. But I think the Warriors are trying to outdo the Lakers in the way the Lakers play, instead of just playing their game. I'd like to see as a Lakers fan, I'm scared if the Warriors just come out and say, we're going to shoot 55 threes. Poole, they got to get Poole going. I don't know what's going on there, but they have to get him going. Curry, Klay, DiVincenzo, Moody, Jay Green, they got guys that are capable of making open shots. Just let it fly and make the Lakers have to defend every possession and run. Some of the guys they're putting out there, the Lakers don't have to defend every possession. And they're pretty much saying, as long as we don't give up a run of threes, a 9-0, 12-0, 15-0 run, we're going to hang in the game, and we trust that we'll make enough plays to win in a 7-game series, which is turning out to be true. Darvin Ham made some great adjustments yesterday. As I get talking to the Lakers, bottom line with the Warriors, I think that's where they have to go. Curry played great. Klay played not good. Draymond did well against AD, but AD still had 23. I mean, what else can he do? But everybody else for the Warriors, Gary Payton was good, but they don't care about the layups. And Gary Payton made a jumper. Moody made a jumper. I think DiVincenzo made 2 jumpers. The other guy they got to get going is Wiggins. And I can't be the only person that watches these games and thinks sometimes Wiggins shows that he could be the best player on the court. He'll have a 3 to 5 minute stretch where you're like, whoa, this is a problem. And then he's gone for 2 quarters. So that's the thing. Curry is extremely good in that middle ball screen, but it's pretty much just that becomes the Curry in the layup show or, a role player taking a 3. And so then it becomes, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think the Warriors are as smooth. I think they got to mix it in sometimes with Curry with the ball, sometimes with him not with the ball. Who do you put the ball in the hand? That's where I say Poole comes into it. But it seems like Warriors fans and Steve Kerr are out on Jordan Poole. But I think they got to tell Poole, you got to go hit 15 to 20 shots. We need your scoring. They need somebody like that. I don't know. That's my thoughts on the Warriors. I'm not going to break it down too much about the Warriors. They got to feel like they should be up 3-1, to be honest. Game 1 and Game 4 now, they let kind of slip away. So the series is far from over. I'll make that straight. Make that point just right off the bat that the series is very, 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 very far from over. As the great Kobe Bean Bryant would say, RIP, the job's not done. Let's talk about the Lakers. I think the first quarter was 21-20, maybe 22-21. The Lakers came out very flat, I thought. They did not play very good. D'Lo was terrible. He was awful. I wanted to get a trash can out for him. That's how bad he was. Reeves was better, but he still struggled at the start. LeBron was a little more aggressive. AD came out aggressive, which I liked. Even missed a couple, but he kept us in it. But our defense was looking pretty solid. And you were watching the Lakers, and it just felt like the Warriors were going to blow them out. That's what I really felt like. I felt like they weren't shooting good, but they were just hanging around and hanging around and hanging around. So it got to halftime, and Darvin Ham said that AD had to do a better job guarding the pick and roll, because that's the Warriors and the announcers, and you could hear everybody. They're just like, oh, they're just picking him apart. They were bringing AD out. He wasn't doing a great job of pressuring the ball, getting the deflections that he was in Game 3. And, yeah, the Warriors would hit the short roll. They'd either hit a cutter or, boom, kick it out. They were getting wide open things, right? And they were putting the Lakers in bad spots. And you kind of saw LeBron get torched for a little bit, and it looked like the Lakers were ball watching. Maybe the first guy would help, but they weren't helping the helper, and they weren't flying around. They didn't have the energy. And even the arena felt like it was like there was that buzz wasn't there. They go down 7 entering the fourth quarter, 84-77, I believe. The third quarter, they made a run. The Warriors responded. I mean, I think Curry had a 4-point play in the third. Maybe it was the fourth. And I thought that was going to end it. I thought right there, that was the end of the game. And then a couple of guys I want to talk about real quick. I'll talk about LeBron and AD at the end, but I want to talk about a few guys for the Lakers. Dennis Schroeder, you remember he had a steal. He made a shot at the end of the shot clock. I think the game was at like 10, 11 points. It was a big, big shot. I don't know how he made like a mid 15, 16-foot floater. That was a big shot. Big shot. Austin, so Dennis, between his defense and his ball handling, his playmaking, you know what, there's times where I'm like, Dennis, man, what are you doing? When he threw the behind the back out of bounds, and sometimes he shoots threes and they're just, you're like, that's not even close. Is there a breeze in the house? But Dennis just continues to play, man. I respect that about him, and he plays with energy. And he really gets buckets when you least expect it. And what he's doing a great job, and Austin, we'll talk about Austin, and D'Lo has done this as well. What those three guys are doing a great job with is that when AD's in the pick and roll, even LeBron, they're playing like a drop coverage. They're so scared of AD's roll. They don't want AD to get to the rim, and they want to be able to contest the quick pass because AD's got a good mid-range. Well, what the guards are starting to figure out is that they can get those mid-range shots off all the time. And Dennis hit a couple. Austin obviously is really good in the mid-range, and he played much better last night. And D'Lo can eat up in the mid-range. He didn't last night, but he can. So that's a good sign for the Lakers, I think. They're starting to take advantage of that. That's what the Warriors are pretty much giving them. Now, we talked about D'Lo. D'Lo was terrible. We'll talk about what Darvin Ham did, and I'll give him a lot of credit. He deserves a clap for it. But then Austin Reeves had, pretty much has said he's tired. His legs are gone. He played much better. He got a couple jumpers to go, got a couple mid-range. He made a shot late in the clock, too, in and out, going to a boom, fade away. And that was a big shot, I thought, as well. It was late in the shot clock, kind of a bad possession, kind of bailed us out. And that was a huge shot. And he kind of kept us in. He was kind of right there in that 8-0 run to start that 7-0 run to start the fourth. I think he hit a 3, passed to LeBron, who hit a 3, and he hit a mid-range. And it was like, boom, right there. I think Lonnie Walker hit a 3. But Austin was involved very much. Lonnie Walker, wow. And you know what? Credit to Ham to see that D'Lo was struggling. I mean, he was dribbling too much. He missed LeBron cut, and you could see in the first quarter LeBron threw his hands up. He got pissed. And it wasn't D'Lo's night. D'Lo was very slow on defense. He was getting caught in no man's, where he couldn't help and he couldn't recover. I mean, I can remember 3 to 5 plays where he was just getting torched from basically just watching. He's spinning around, like, just not engaged. And unfortunately, I think that's because the shots weren't falling, and you could tell he wanted the shots to fall so bad, and he took some good shots. There's nothing that drives me more nuts than when D'Lo dribbles about 35 times, goes about 5 feet, and takes a tough shot. And I think that kills the Lakers' momentum, right? I've talked about it with LeBron. LeBron does that sometimes, and it kills the momentum. Now, LeBron has probably earned to do that, right? D'Lo, I don't know that you've earned to do that. Be aggressive, D'Lo. Don't look off your teammates. Move it, and you'll get it back. That's the thing. Learn to play off these guys, and you'll get it back. I thought Lonnie Walker did a great job of that last night. We'll talk about the 15 points he had in the fourth. I believe that's what he had. But he played a lot of minutes last night, and then during the middle of the game, he wasn't really taking shots. I think he has learned since the regular season. The regular season, I've had people say, why is Lonnie Walker not playing more? And I was always one that said he doesn't pass. He's a black hole. When he gets the ball, he's like, I would say, a Carmelo Anthony Jr., just not nearly as good. He is a very, very aggressive. He has that mentality. I'm going to score a bucket on anybody. And that's a great mentality to have, but that doesn't necessarily equal winning basketball, right? Very similar to what Russell Westbrook's problem is Russ will tell you triple-double, I pad stats, this, and this. It doesn't equal wins in the playoffs. But Lonnie Walker, for whatever reason this postseason, has been much more patient and picking his spots. And so he was very patient, and He hit that. I don't know if it was a design play call or just a read that they did. He hit that three right to start the fourth quarter, I believe. It was like a pick and pop or fake screen and just run into your shot, and it was all net. And you could just kind of tell right there he felt the rhythm. Obviously, he made some tough shots over Steph. He made a floater that was huge out of a timeout. They went pick and roll. They took LeBron away. Like I said, those mid-range shots are open there for the Lakers, and he made that. That was big time. And then obviously the end of the clock shots over Steph. You know, a couple of them were really tough shots. Steph played good defense, but when people in the league get it going, it don't matter how good a defense you play. Those guys, a lot of guys, when they get it going, can do that, whether you think they're a no-namer or not. Lonnie Walker is a professional scorer. I'll tell you that much. Now, again, he's got a long ways to go if he wants to be a 1 or 2 or 3 on a team. But I think this is huge for him, right? It's huge for him. And it was huge for the Lakers. For Darvin Ham to say, D'Lo, put the warm-up on and cheer your teammates on, but be ready and let Lonnie run and Lonnie spark the team like that. And another play that I can tell you that I thought deflated the Warriors was in whatever one of the runs the Lakers were having. Loose ball, and Lonnie got it and just outran Klay. And you could just see right there that the defeat on Klay Thompson's face. And that was huge. The Lakers kind of needed that youth, that athleticism, someone to make that play. And it's come from multiple guys this postseason. Rui, Vanderbilt, Reeves, D'Lo. All of them have stepped up and made plays. Dennis, that's the thing. They're all doing their part. And that's what it takes as a championship. The Lakers roster has come together. The culture is great. And all that credit's got to go to Rob Pelinka, first of all, for making these moves and believing. You know, everybody was saying Rob Pelinka is the worst GM in the league. It's time for him to go, blah, 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 blah. Well, now Rob Pelinka looks like a freaking genius. And I love Rob. I've supported Rob. One of the only reasons is because Kobe loved Rob. So I'm like, man, I can't give up on this guy if Kobe loved you that much. And, man, Rob, you're getting close to being able to pull that King's chair out and sit in it forever in the Lakers nation. Now, like I said, the job is not finished, though. Let's talk about Darvin Ham. Being able to bench D'Angelo Russell, making the halftime adjustment of putting Anthony Davis on Wiggins, so that way even when him and LeBron switched, it just all worked out. Great adjustment. Not playing Vanderbilt as much because of what the Warriors were doing. It worked out. I was wondering sometimes where he was at, but it worked out. And to be able to listen to LeBron and hunt Steph Curry like that in the fourth quarter like they did every time, it was amazing to see. Now, I get sick of people. All I saw on social media and here is, AD disappeared. AD did not disappear. Let me tell you about, if you're a real basketball guy, girl, whatever it is you want to call yourself, you're a basketball junkie, you realized last night how important Anthony Davis is to the Lakers and how good Anthony Davis is in the league. He probably 80 to 85%. He played 43 minutes. 80 to 85% of the Warriors' offense was a pick and roll action against Anthony Davis, and they scored 102 points. We're talking about a team that most nights in the postseason is going to score 110 or more, and he held them to 102. And people are talking about that he was getting torched in the pick and roll. Think about that. One of the two best shooters of all time, back four-time champs in the last 10 years. Some people say Steph Curry could be the greatest player of all time. And this man is getting put in action every time down the court. And they only scored 102 points. Give me that every time. And what the focus was is it wasn't about Anthony Davis on offense. Draymond is a hell of a defender. I don't like Draymond. He talks too much. He complains too much. Sometimes he's a negative draw on the Warriors. Sometimes he's a positive draw on the Warriors. He's a hell of a post defender. So people that are like, AD's just bigger. He should be torching Draymond. It's not that easy, man. This is the league. And Draymond is a Hall of Fame defender. They didn't need AD in those actions. They were attacking Curry in ball screen actions that they didn't need AD. They basically said, let's play offense without having to play against Draymond Green. And it worked. And it worked perfectly. And you could say Lonnie Walker saved the day and they got lucky. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Lonnie Walker, most of his points came against Steph. They were hunting Steph Curry. And if you watched my first post game when I told you, LeBron James always has and always will have his team hunt the worst ball screen defender. That's what he does, and they're excellent at it, and that's what they did. And Steph has gotten better. He's a better defender, I'll give you that. But he's not a great defender. I mean, think about what Steph had to go through the other night. Dribbling the ball in the ball screen action. probably 30 to 50 times. On top of that, when he's not in the ball screen action, he's running around on screens. And then he's got to come down and play defense on LeBron, whoever's coming off the ball screen. That's really tough. That comes to my next point. I hear people saying that the Warriors have an advantage because the longer the series goes, that LeBron and AD are going to wear down. What about Steph and Clay? They look fatigued. They haven't shot it well. Don't just say that's a couple bad nights. That's fatigue and defense. I don't think people are giving the Lakers defense enough credit, and I think that's fatigue. It really comes down to fatigue, right? Those guys are having to do so much, and then they have to defend and be physical with the Lakers. It's hard right now for the Warriors are tired. The Lakers are tired. Who are you going to put your money on when teams are tired and it comes down to a mental game? LeBron James or everybody else in the league? Give me LeBron, baby. That's what it comes down to. Give me LeBron. That's all I'm saying is give me LeBron. I keep seeing people saying, when is LeBron going to have a LeBron game? Man's just had 27, 8, and 6 in 43 minutes. That is LeBron James type game. His three-point jumper is off, and people are saying, don't shoot it, don't shoot it. He can't go to the hole all the time. He won't be able to play any defense. I liked that he's been more aggressive. He's not shooting threes because it's late in the clock sometimes. They're catch and shoot, and he's not hesitating. He's going to get hot. I thought he almost hit a couple daggers last night. Lonnie Walker almost did too. He's going to hit a dagger to end the series. I promise you that. I believe that. Will it happen? Hopefully. I think it will. Anthony Davis is proven that he's the best defender in the league. I think he'll continue to prove that as this postseason goes on. And his offense, we're not seeing the AD, and I think this is why people think AD is not as good. AD dominated the bubble with his offense. Some good matchups, and he got his jumper going, right? The best that we've ever seen his jumper go. It's not the same. He's bulked up a little bit since then. His game's not the same. He doesn't move quite as well, but he's become a better defender, and I would say to some degree this is the most healthy he's ever been. This is the longest stretch of games, basically since the All-Star break, that he's played at an elite level. So AD is fine for me, bro. Keep balling, AD. That's all I'm going to say is keep balling. Let's talk about this series moving forward. What scares me as a Lakers fan is if the Warriors do what I told you. If they come out and jack 55 threes and say, you got to defend every possession, we're hunting threes or layups, and we're going to go, and we're going to pressure you on defense, and we're going to, AD's going to have to go for 50, and LeBron's going to have to go for 40. That scares me a little bit. The Warriors scare you at any time because I heard Draymond say this, and it's a good mindset today. This is why I like to wait for my videos about 24 hours, because I like to listen to the experts and the players when they talk. And Draymond said, we just need to have the mindset win one game. I agree with him there. And so Game 5 is very interesting. I think a lot of people think the Warriors are going to wax the Lakers. I don't see that. I think this is where LeBron James comes in, and he's a huge factor. I think LeBron's telling him, listen, we got to treat every game like Game 7. And here's why. The Warriors, you can go play a good game and the Warriors can beat you because they can get hot from the three-point line like no other team can. No other team can do it like they can consistently. And so you don't want to put yourself in the situation we got to win at home. Oh, now we got to go win Game 7. So you want to treat each game like Game 7. Now, I think Darvin Ham and the coaching staff will have a little bit of a different mindset. I think you'll see a little bit more of the bench. But what I want to see is them to tell the bench to go play loose. You're playing with house money now. You got the champs on the ropes, 3-1. Let's go out there and play loose, shoot the ball, cut, play hard, play defense, rebound. Let's run. Let's go outscore them and win the game. And then what you hope is that you're just like last night. I was texting my brother. I kept telling him, the Lakers just got to keep it close. And they did that. Down 7 to start the fourth. I felt like that was kind of take a breath. We took all their punches. Let's go throw a punch. And they did that. And as soon as they threw that punch, it was game on. 0-0, let's go to work. We got LeBron James. And you can say whatever you want. LeBron, the plays that he makes, the passes he throws, how control of his game he's in. I don't think he's played an A-plus game. I think he's very hurt. I've started to tell people, I think if the Lakers can win a championship this year, which they're far from, I'm not saying they're going to, he may retire. I think that his body is, it's not that he's tired. I think he is tired. But I think that he is hurt. And it's making moving so much more difficult than it should be for him. Because before the injury, he was moving very well. And, he was shooting well. He was playing much different than he is right now. You can just tell he has to be so mentally focused with his injury, and he has to pick and choose the times to spend the most energy. When the money's on the line, he's defending. I mean, we saw a couple times him switching and guarding Steph, blocking shots, rebounding, running. It's still, man, he hit a mid-range shot over Klay Thompson that was big, and that was a tough shot, and one on Andrew Wiggins. He's still doing the things that are crazy. Just tip your cap and enjoy that we got LeBron and Steph on the court together right now. It's awesome to watch. As a Lakers fan, it's amazing right now that we're up 3-1. We're playing well. We got guys stepping up. And, I think we have a championship culture. And right now, the better culture is up 3-1. And that's crazy to say or to think about even saying, because the Warriors have been that culture, right? Something's going on in Golden State. Not to say that they're out, but they've been knocked down. And it's going to be interesting if the champs can piece it back together. If there's one team that can come back from 3-1, it is the Warriors. So Lakers fans, don't talk about who you want to play next. I don't want to see those tweets tonight when the Nuggets and Suns are playing. Focus on Game 5 like it's Game 7. And if we go to Game 6, better hope we play well. I'll tell you that much. I love this team. I think the coaching staff is coming together. I think they're making good game plans. I think Steve Kerr is panicking a little bit. I think the Warriors still can give the Lakers issues, but I don't know that the Warriors have an answer for what the Lakers present to them. And that's been my biggest key to them, and that's why this matchup I thought was okay for the Lakers. But you still have Steph and Klay and Poole, and they can shoot you out of a series as fast as they shot. People will say they shot themselves out of the series. So the Lakers have a lot of work to do. They got to stay healthy, and the role players got to continue to hit shots. I still don't think the Lakers have played an A game. Maybe Game 1. Game 1 was an excellent game. I think they can play better. I think they can shoot the ball a little bit better. They can be a little more efficient. And I think they can not have as many breakdowns. My challenge to Darvin Ham is get LeBron and AD in and out of the game quick. Keep them a little bit fresher in Game 5. And let your youth, your bench, build them up confidence and make the Warriors work every time. They're going to ride Steph, Klay, and Draymond to the end. Let's milk those guys now. It's time. Turn it up even another notch. Coach LeBron James, I was texting somebody before the series started, and we were talking about positions. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, bench, and coaches. And before the series, I said that Steve Kerr was a better coach than Darvin Ham. Right now, would I tell you that Steve Kerr out-coached Darvin Ham? I don't know. It's interesting. But I texted somebody, and I was being very serious with this, when I said LeBron James is the best coach in the series. And I mean that. There's nothing he hasn't seen in his career. There's nothing that overwhelms him or makes him panic. And I think that's been huge for the Lakers' youth and everything else. And I've said this. Tristan Thompson's voice is huge because he speaks LeBron's lingo. And so these other guys, when they come out, now LeBron's not bitching at you. Tristan Thompson's telling him, hey, he just wants you to do this. Hey, do this. And when they're saying this, when LeBron says most of these things, it's to get these guys going. Hey, if you screen like this and pop, or if you find the open area here, you're going to get a wide open shot. Those are the type of things that Tristan Thompson's telling them. And when they hear these things, the other thing that LeBron, I'm giving major credit to, is he is playing off the ball much more right now. And I give him credit, like last night, a couple times, pass it to Lonnie when the money was on the line. I don't know that LeBron would have done that early in his career. Now, I know people would be like, oh, well, he always passes up the last shot. Yes, but most of the time he would have demanded the defense first and then passed it off. He was literally saying, Lonnie, go to work. If you need me, I'm here. And that speaks to the trust and what's going on with this team. I think the Lakers are clicking, but I'm not going to get excited. There's a lot of work to be left done. It only gets harder every game, whether we advance, whether it goes to 6 games, 7 games. Every game is going to get harder. You watch Denver and Phoenix play. You can't tell me you want one or the other. They're both really, really good. And then on the other side, I was just looking at, I saw the Sixers were killing the Celtics. If you make the finals, what do you run into, Embiid or the Heat? The Heat are giving me 2004 Pistons vibes right now. So no game is easier. I'll tell you that much. And just knock on wood that we're healthy, and that we continue to shoot well, and our role players continue to play well. Lakers fans, enjoy this run. Enjoy this time. I don't know how many more runs like this that LeBron has. Obviously, the Lakers will be back. They're a dynasty. They're a franchise that winning is what it's all about. But enjoy it with LeBron. That's what I'm telling you. And as a basketball fan, enjoy the high level, the chess matches that are going on. The Warriors have started, 3 different starting lineups in 4 games? And the Lakers' adjustments, yeah, they've started the same lineup, but the way they're subbing and making adjustments has been much, much different every game. Just enjoy the high level of basketball, and then enjoy 2 of the best of all time going at it. Anthony Davis is one of the best of all time as well. I'm not going to tell you he's in the top 10 or top 5, but what he does, there's been very, very few guys to ever do what he can, how he impacts the game. He impacts the game differently at a defensive level, and even on offense, he does some things. It's just crazy to see. Obviously, the Warriors have the 2 best shooters of all time. Draymond has had a hell of a career, and they're very, very dangerous, and they're at their best when their backs are against the wall. I thought Game 4 was a must-win for both teams. Now you just worry, do the Lakers lay an egg in Game 5, and then there's a lot of pressure in Game 6. That's where you got to hope LeBron has these boys ready to play, and maybe LeBron has that moment where he does carry the team and say, hey, we're not getting blown out here. We're here to play. I'm excited to watch the game tomorrow. I've been correct on every playoff game since I started these reviews. I was wrong tonight. I thought the Celtics would win. I think everybody thought the Celtics would win. I'm not mad that the Celtics lost as a Lakers fan. I'm not a big Embiid fan or the 76ers fan. When I was watching, this third quarter, late the second into the third quarter before I did this, they were playing good. Embiid was playing good. Maxey was playing really good. Harden. There's something wrong with the Celtics right now. I think Tatum and Brown, this could be the end of them. And I think the coach, they're starting to disbelieve in him. Just the Celtics organization, you think about an organization that went from the finals to losing your coach. Tatum and Brown have a little bit of beef during the season, like Brown kind of brings it up. Just a lot has happened. That's hard to make it through. And you don't really feel about that because when you're winning regular season games, the vibe is okay. You don't start to feel the tension and the real holes until you start to get exposed in the playoffs. And exposing happens at the highest level in the playoffs. So, good job for the Sixers. Like I said, the Miami Heat, they're up 3-1. I called that. I said the Lakers would be up 3-1. I called that. I said the Suns would win. I called that. The Nuggets will win tonight. They'll be up 3-2. The next time I do a review, I'm going to tell you that the Warriors are going to send it back to LA. It will be 3-2, and we'll be talking about now how the pressure is on LA. Miami will close out the series in Miami. It's a wrap for no, they go back to New York. I said I'm going to say Miami closes them out in the Garden. There will be some boos there as well, excuse me. And the Sixers will close out the Celtics in Philadelphia. Even though that would be a classic Doc Rivers to lose at home and then go to Game 7 and lose, but I'll say that Philly closes them out. And so we'll be looking at a few series that are done, and then we'll be looking at a few series that are in a deep, deep, deep battle. I think the Nuggets and Suns are headed to 7. If the Nuggets lose tonight, they're in trouble. The Suns, we'll talk about them real quick. The Suns are better without Chris Paul. That has nothing to do. I'm not taking any shots at Chris Paul. Devin Booker with the ball is a problem right now. He is the best efficient scorer in the league in the playoffs right now. So he has all the freedom. I think the Nuggets need to make some adjustments. Sometimes they double and they leave the Durant wide open. So they got to make some adjustments. And sometimes you just got to live with the dude getting 50 in the playoffs. Like Joker got 50 and the Suns still won. So I think the Nuggets got to keep scoring and keep that, again, like I'm saying about the Warriors, don't overdo things, right? Don't get out of what you're really good at. Lakers fans, I hope you feel good. Laker Nation, I feel good. That sleep hits different when you win. We're up 3-1 on the defending champs. The job is not done, though. I promise you that job is not done. Phil Handy, go to work. Keep finding that advantage. What a great feeling it would be if the Lakers go in and just crush the champs, crush them. And then we get some rest, right? Because that's what we need. But I'm excited to watch the game tomorrow. I think it's going to be a great game. And I think the Lakers will surprise people. If I'm a betting man, I got to tell you, and I'm putting money, I put my money on the Warriors to win. They're at home, their back's against the wall. That's when they play their best. And they're due for a night. They're due to hit some shots that they shouldn't hit. It's going to happen. The question is, can the Lakers control the pace and make shots? And the tension is on Golden State, though. And as the Lakers hit shots and maybe grow a lead, that tension will get very, very tight. And the Warriors have not been on the other side of that very, very often. And when they have been on that, they've been injured. They kind of had that excuse, right? Well, there's no excuses now. Just telling you, this series is far from over. It's elite level basketball. It's the best series going on in the playoffs based on the basketball being played. If I tell you right now, whoever comes out of that series is probably my favorite to win it all. I'm not being biased as a Lakers fan. I just think they're playing better basketball. The Nuggets present problems to everybody. Obviously, the Suns have 2 of the best scorers. And obviously, on the East, The Celtics can get hot. The Sixers have the MVP. And the Miami Heat are just clicking. They're very, very, very well coached. They have shooters, and Jimmy Butler does take his game to another level in the postseason. What an exciting time as an NBA fan. I hope you guys enjoy it. I should start this off because most people watch the beginning, not the end. Hit the like, hit the follow, hit the subscribe. I do post on my TikTok. I make tweets all the time, especially when the Lakers are playing. I tend to think I'm a funny guy on Twitter. I like even arguing with random fans. I don't even want to call it arguing. I want to talk about just talking hoops, right? Or sports. And so give me a follow on everything. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope maybe it gives you an insight that you didn't look at during the game. I think the Lakers are right where they need to be, but I think they need to have an urgency, right? Have a great Tuesday. You guys know the drill. Tell your loved ones you love them. Stay blessed. I've been saying this all playoffs. Warriors in 7. Coach Zai, out.